Record. All right, cool. So we're gonna, like always, live trading session Thursday, later in the week. So we're gonna wrap up this week, look for some opportunities for potentially today, and that's pretty much it. This is recorded like always, and you could always go back and rewatch it on YouTube. Good afternoon, Ray and Shanbiz. What's up? So I'm just gonna read through. This is our market overview we posted yesterday. Um, our analysis remains pretty much the same as yesterday because, as we can see, the demand for the Japanese yen is still a fact, and the risk-off sentiment is around the markets again. This is mainly caused by some reports that we recently came across, which we will share in our Discord chat. Currently, the direction of the market remains unclear, so we're going to stay patient and wait for the right moment. Here's a topic that boosted the demand for the Japanese yen, in our opinion. More than half of small businesses expect to close within 6 months, which is huge. According to a new survey, New York City's average unemployment rate may triple to 12% this year, according to the city comptroller, with more than 900,000 people losing their jobs. President Trump backtracked on disbanding the coronavirus task force and said he'd soon announce new members to focus on reopening after acknowledging it may cause more people to get ill and die. So he's focusing on opening a new task force. Last night, after this was posted, it was reported that I guess his old task force, or the CDC, their plans for reopening had been shelved, which is not good. Germany, the UK, Denmark, and the Netherlands are planning additional steps to ease their restrictions, while Russian President Vladimir Putin warned against rushing into it. So for once, this guy has some common sense.
Yeah, honestly.
The situation right now is not looking good, considering the fact that the U.S. are going to fall or already fell in a trap. 900,000 people are going to lose their jobs, which will be extremely damaging for the economy. And as we all know, that if a big economy like the U.S. is struggling, the rest of the world will struggle too. On the other hand, reopening businesses will cause even more deaths, and it's too risky. However, Trump is about to do just that by reopening businesses and pushing to phase 2 of nation's response. So that was yesterday's update. Obviously, last night, a little bit different. He is going back on his statement that he's going to reopen businesses. He's backtracking on that, which is major. So let's start off. I'm going to pass it to Nick. He's going to go onto the dollar index. We're going to look at how that chart is looking and shaping up, and pretty much we'll go from there.
So from a technical standpoint, it's still, ranging between this 101 handle, this 98.5, which we've been covering for the last few weeks now. It is in a nice 4-hour bullish trend. Despite that news, I think we're all kind of expecting things to get pushed out, because when they first came out with the, hey, we're going to be reopening in, 30 days, announcement, it kind of seemed very premature. And I think everyone was kind of just saying, oh, it's going to get extended, it's going to get extended. So I think everyone kind of had that in their mind already. And now seeing that he is pushing it back, it kind of just, solidifies what everyone was already thinking. I mean, it is a negative thing for sure. But if he were to open the parks and let everyone do their own thing, I feel like that would be more, would have more of a negative impact, because then the number would start spiking again. We'd get more confirmed cases, and more people would be getting sick, obviously. So, I mean, whichever way you cut it right now, it's not a super positive time. Things are obviously negative, but there's one thing that the U.S., the Fed is struggling with, and they want to fight dollar strength. And because it's a reserve currency, and as these other currencies and economies are doing poorly, people are flocking to the dollar kind of and starting to hold the dollar more, and it's creating dollar shortage, which is creating dollar strength, and they don't want that. They want to stabilize it, as we've been saying for the last few weeks. So they're really struggling with that. But right now it's moving pretty well. It's ranging. They just have to be very, very careful as to their next move. Anything they do could impact the market dramatically. This particular news announcement from Trump saying he's going to push things back is, it has some weight to it, but it's not going to shoot the market completely down. You're not going to see the dollar rally or tank. It's just going to, another layer of, news that we have to consider, another thing that we have to consider. So as things develop in the next 30 months, whether this coronavirus gets better in the U.S. or worse, we'll definitely see that react in the market to, some degree. But right now, it's definitely not looking too great. Everyone's keep talking about a second wave. Most economies aren't doing well, especially if we start losing half of the small businesses in the U.S. That's going to be extremely negative, and you're going to see that, on the charts most definitely as a negative or bearish movement for sure. Because if we lose half of our businesses, so let's say they push out another 30 days. Let's say we're 60 days from things reopening at this current point. You're going to start seeing a lot of businesses close, a lot more unemployment, which is then going to, result in a negative impact on the US dollar for sure, which is not good. We obviously everyone is in this together. We all want to, open businesses again. We want to start stimulating the economy again. We want to get back to our normal freaking lives because, this sucks. I mean, for the most part, and we all know that. Everyone knows that, and we're just doing what we can, and we're just following along as best we can. Trying to interpret news, trying to figure out the next move, and how we could sustain through this. I mean, it's a tough time. It's a tough time. But we know personally, a lot of us, personally, Angelo and I know a lot of people who own small businesses that are really being affected, and it just hits home. Everyone. I'm sure all of you guys know somebody who's struggling, if not, yourselves to some degree. But we just got to try and get through this. It's not easy. Not easy.
Yeah, it's almost like being in a war, except the war is in your home country, and
Yeah,
you can't do anything. Because if we were in a war, it actually wouldn't be as bad. Not that I mean, it'd be worse. People would be dying, but realistically, war would help stimulate things in a way because there'd be more production, manufacturing and everything. But this is to the point where you can't even manufacture anything. So.
Yeah, no, it's just too widespread. It's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. So it's definitely unprecedented, guys. These are different times. We've never traded conditions like this. No one has. So I think, a lot of people are trying to just make it through. A lot of people are winging it. The Fed, the government's pretty much winging this shit. They don't know what to do. But they're kind of tapped out. There's not really much more we can do other than wait and stick to the rules that we've set in. And, luckily we've seen some sort of stability in the last month or so in the dollar, since like mid-April actually. So, we gotta do what we can and come here or, do what we came here to do. And that's trade and, analyze and learn from this,
Do what
this
we came
entire
here to do.
environment.
Yeah.
So
Also,
DXY,
realize right now that this trading in this market condition is also building up a lot of experience for everyone.
oh yes, absolutely.
It's definitely
Absolutely. And
not
this is
the
gonna be it's election year too, guys. So this is you're getting some really good experience in the market. And then just wait till we resume normality. You guys are gonna be freaking beasts. So anyway, DXY, it's still ranging. We have this 4-hour bullish trend. We're looking to get to this 101 handle, and then we can anticipate some sort of reversal like we've seen twice before. Granted, news will, if there is any news in the next couple of weeks that is super significant, we'll have to reanalyze and interpret it in such a way where we'll either see if this is going to break higher or if it's going to stay within this range. Obviously, we want to see it stay within this range, as I've been saying this entire week. The more stable the US dollar, the better structure we'll see throughout pretty much all currency pairs, which will result in better trades and more profit. So that's DXY right now. It's been following our analysis exactly. I said it was going to reverse here, it did. Said it was going to reverse here, it did. It's moving up to 101. We'll see what happens next. All right. And let's move on to AUD. So AUD, man, AUD, it's killing me. I want to see it break. Right now, it's still consolidating. This is looking like a bit of a flag. Let me show you guys. Looking like a big flag. There's a lot of volume in it, so it's not like, I wish it was consolidating a little more. But generally, this is what a flag pattern looks like. I do want to see this push much lower. So something like that. You guys can see it. Large flagpole. Usually a flag is a continuation, but it's not. It hasn't broken this structure level yet, so I can't really say for sure it's going to continue. Once it does break lower outside of this flag and then gives us a lower high on this 4-hour, then it's confirmed. Then we're below the structure level. Now it's looking like a transition. And, we see this 4-hour transition. Then we would move up to the daily and see if we can play into this larger time frame bearish trend, right? We just want to see this fall out. We want to get that 4-hour transition. Then we can target down towards our monthly and play into this gigantic bearish trend. So there's going to be a good amount of pips here. Definitely a really good trade if this does play out. Again, our stop loss would be outside of, this pattern here or potentially this weekly. And we would target all the way down towards 0.602, just over like 370 pips from the structure level. It's more like 380 actually, down to here. Yeah, about just like over 350 pips. So this could be a pretty good trade. Still waiting on this. I was expecting it to kind of push lower on this leg here because we did get a 4-hour engulfing. It was looking pretty good. Broke through the MAs, gave us that structure level, and continued lower, but faked out once we got this doji, this indecision candle, and it actually pulled back into the flag. So we'll see. Still waiting on this. I really wanted to see this play out this week, but I guess we'll just wait on next week, or if we start to see this play out even today, potentially. We'll see. Give me 1 second, Angelo. I just gotta, my allergies are killing me.
I got you.
Entertain them.
Yeah, no. So As we can see here, AUD USD, Nick's looking for this slide to continue below the resistance and everything like that. But we do want to be mindful, as I'm over here, I'm looking at DXY right now. DXY, like Nick covered, has been continuing to ascend. At the moment, though, it's forming some sort of like bearish flag, though. It's ascending and losing strength for sure. It's hitting a resistance level on this daily time frame. So we got to be mindful of the XY right now. Potentially, it has the potential to form another lower high at the moment. It definitely has the potential to form another lower high. And I mean, we'll see. Obviously, Nick's AUD USD, looking for this to fall out. But
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna wait on those confirmations. I mean, if DXY continues to push up to that 101 handle, we should see this pop out to the downside. But again, as if DXY does slow down and it begins to reverse at the current level it's at, maybe just for a lower time frame retracement or something, we'll see more consolidation on this pair. But for now, we're just waiting. I'm not trying to call anything. We're not forecasting anything. We don't have a crystal ball. We follow our rules. We wait for those confirmations. So break retest of this level 0.64 would be ideal. Confirm lower high, get in on those bearish setups, exhaustion, evening stars, bearish variations, bearish engulfings. Then we're in and we're targeting much lower. So again, I'll put this analysis out. We're just going to wait for these confirmations. AJ did present good opportunity as we covered yesterday, but it pulled back. So there were I think it was about, how far did it get down? Let's see. It got down to,
it looks like a nice trade.
yeah, 76 pips in profit, and then it pulled back. So, I mean, you did enter, you would have got stopped out if you were moving your stop loss accordingly. You should have been looking for lower time frame break of structure, and then in which case you would have entered on, managed the position, never let a winner turn into a loser. This is almost an 80 pip trade in itself, a few pips away from the final TP at 67.5, but this definitely was a good potential trade. But what's interesting now is we have an opportunity for a second short opportunity here. So it came back up almost 100% retracement just for this, this fib, which is a lower time frame fib. But right now we're just going to sit on the 4 hour with this, higher time frame fib. We're just waiting for. Actually, I can move this down. Hold on one second. Yeah, this is actually a 100%. I'm going to clean this up. Where'd it go? Here we go. So this was structure. This is more of a 4 hour. Hold on. I want to drop down time frames a second here. Just going to reanalyze this. So I'm refibbing because it pushed through zero and that this was structure formation. So now I'm refibbing to the low, right? Don't mind this over here. I'll just delete this for now. Just focus on current price action. So I'm going from right here, this high to this low, and now it's 100% retracement, exactly that. So now we're going to get a potential, entry opportunity again from this level. So what we want to see is, right now we're on the 1 hour. I want to see a break of this structure level, right? The 786, these MAs right here. This is a good confluence area. I want to see this area cleanly break. Let me make this area a little thicker so we can see that. And this is what this entry is going to look like if we see this happen. Let's see it break lower. And this could play on the next few hours. I mean, we're on the 1 hour right now. So we got all the way down to here. This is looking pretty good so far. The good thing about AJ is that it does like to test multiple times. So that's why I'm saying that we have another entry opportunity here, especially since it's higher time frame resistance and the overall bearish trend. I'm still very short on it. Nothing here says the bulls are here to stay. This is just natural market movement.
Yeah, if anything, this is one of those times where you're pretty much, it's at the last opportunity where it could respect the current trend. And it's like, if you can get in on a clear cut entry here, your probability is very high. You're putting your stops right where they need to be, where if the market reverses, this trend is completely changed. So if anything, this is like, not an area where you should risk more or anything, but it's still an area where you should be very comfortable with taking a trade and knowing that if it does hit your stop loss, the trend is changing. You're not missing any position here.
Absolutely.
You're not early at all.
And keep in mind, this is still the first part of a larger time frame trade. So if this, let's say we get this transition happen, right? It breaks this structure level, gives us that confirmed 1 hour lower high with those bearish setups, we're short, right? We're in on that. as it comes down to this level, we're looking for this 67.5 handle to break, in which case we're playing into a larger time frame trade and trend. So the overall trend is very bearish, right? If we get in on this trade, that's good. We'll lock in our profits. We'll, minimize any potential risk and look for this break, this higher time frame transition. So we're getting in on a 1 hour, and then we're playing it down to the 67.5, and then we're looking for a 4-hour transition to happen down here. So pretty much same concept, right? Break of support, test as resistance, confirmed lower high with those 4-hour bearish setups, in which case this would be a gigantic trade all the way down to this major support around 64,750. So that's how you kind of, play a lower time frame trade into a larger time frame trade. We're just getting in at the most precise entries possible. High probability, again, looking for those confirmations, and this is how we trade. So this is looking really good so far. This is AJ. Again, there was that one trade that we just, this leg down was a good trade, about 80 pips. Now we're coming back, forming structure, comes to the MAs. This is forming exactly what we want to see, or exactly how we want to see, structure form. It's looking good so far. Just need those confirmations. A nice evening star would be ideal, followed by a 1 hour retracement, and we're looking short. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's AJ. Keep going on to EU. So I'm going to do EU, EJ, and gold just like yesterday. This one is just keep going. It just keeps dropping. EU just keeps dropping. It's not really giving us any, retracement. I do want to see a retracement back up to this 10909 area. I still think it could happen. We're seeing some consolidation now. I just want to see it pop up through these MAs, right? Give us that lower time frame fib. I want to see that structure formation, confirm lower high, and then I'm shorting the hell out of it down to the monthly. So again, this is still like a over 270 pip trade. You can't really enter on it yet. It's just falling, it's just slipping. We're seeing indecision now. Good sign. Some consolidation. And one last time, I want to see that pop. I want to see it pop up. Give me that structure. But right now, we're still in the 4 hour, just waiting for it. So the daily was a good sign because we saw this double top. That gave me enough confirmation to drop down. It's a double top followed by an evening start. And then that's why I'm on the 4 hour waiting now. So I just want to see this damn retracement happen. So, but we're going to be patient. We're going to wait. I'm not forcing anything. Never do. Because that's how we get the best probability trades. That's EU. EJ is looking very similar, guys. Just sliding off a cliff. But this one actually showing the first sign of pulling back. So this is a good sign. I want to see it get through these damn MAs. Right now, it's just kind of, giving us the runaround. We wanted to just come back, really testing our patience because this thing is just sliding. So there's a lot of bearish momentum here. It's a good sign because there's a significant close below here, below these lows. So it shows that there's a lot of bears in the market, a lot more than the bulls. This is a good freaking sign. But again, I'm still waiting for that 4 hour confirmation. So we dropped down on the daily because it broke through support here. This 116,250 area, this monthly support. This is a really good sign. It broke through that with good momentum. Look at this bearish variation, 3 giant candles in a row. That is a really good sign. Now, we just want the market to take a breather, right? We want to see that retracement because we want to see that as normal, market conditions as possible, something that we could capitalize on. We don't want to just see any pair run in one direction when we're just, selling or buying in that direction because that's how you end up getting bit. You get bit in the ass and then you're going to end up losing money. So we're going to be patient, stick to our rules. This is what we do every time. Wait for those clear confirmations. Want to see that pullback, retracement, enter on that lower high, and then we're targeting all the way down towards this weekly support, over 400, almost 450 pips. So huge freaking trade. But I don't expect this one to play out this week. So we're looking early next week on this one. And I'll cover the development of this on Sunday during the Sunday Market Blitz as this plays out over the next couple of days. So we'll see. Finally, gold, the one everyone's been waiting for, right? So super bullish, as we know, gold on all significant time frames is super, super bullish. It is a safe haven commodity, but it's just consolidating like hell right now, not really showing any clear direction, no conviction from the bears or the bulls. It's kind of just lightly respecting these lower time frame, levels here around 1695 and 1715. You can see it wicked it to the pip here, came down. It's wicking it now. Tested as support, broke, testing as resistance now. So we just got to wait for these confirmations. Again, my bias is definitely bullish on this. There's nothing here that's really saying, it's the bears are here. It's no longer bullish. There's nothing that's really saying that. Especially if you look at the daily. because this is at a monthly level. This was monthly resistance. It broke and then is holding as monthly support so well. A lot of exhaustion from this level. Good wicks, good rejection. So that's a good sign. I'm still super bullish until that level breaks. If this level does break, maybe I'll start considering shorts, depending on, maybe certain fundamental factors or DXY specifically. But we'll see. Right now, we're bullish. I want to see this. I'm still waiting for 17.15 to break significantly. Retest it again as a higher low with bullish confirmations. Again, Morningstar, exhaustion, giant bullish engulfing. That would be enough confirmation for me to then enter on and target up towards this 1800 handle. But until that happens, we're just waiting. Gold likes to consolidate, and when it does make a move, it makes a freaking move, and it yields so much return. So we're going to be patient on this, especially. This consolidation's been happening since mid-April, so we're just waiting and waiting. But this trade marked up right now is a 3.5 risk to reward, 3.5 risk to reward ratio, which is really good. If you wanted to bring it down to a 2.0, you could protect yourself outside this monthly. But for right now, I like where it was. This is definitely enough protection. You got 2 levels of support if it does break above, followed by confirmed lower high. Higher lower, I mean. So this would be a really good trade once it does play out. We do get those confirmations. So sit on the 4-hour waiting for those to play out. And this will probably play out next week sometime because this is just going to keep consolidating for now, it looks like. But yeah, so I covered DXY, AU, AJ, EU, EJ, and gold. And I'm going to pass it off to Angelo, and he's going to get into a few more pairs for you guys.
Yeah, I'm just putting out a little signal right now.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time. So actually, the best prospect here, guys, is probably AJ. I'm going to zoom in on this a little bit. Drop to that 1 hour. We're waiting for that 1 hour confirmation. So this is definitely the trade that's closest to an entry. In the next few hours, we could see this play out in the next 4 to 8 hours. Pops lower, pulls back, getting in on that lower high, guys, with those confirmations. So just be aware of this. It's actually looking really, really good.
Go back to DXY real quick. I just want to take a look at that.
Yep, no problem. So I'm gonna go to the 4 hour for you. All right, I see it's in this little bullish trend here. Dude, I don't know about you guys, if any of you guys have allergies, but it is getting me today. My Lord.
Damn, let me see.
Definitely not
It's been climbing up.
Yep, it's in a pretty steady trend right now. There's a minor support level right here as well.
Yeah, I could see this thing on the daily time. If you were to draw a trend line on the daily time frame, just on those lower highs, I mean, I could see it, popping up to that level.
Yeah, 101, absolutely. Absolutely. And it has been bouncing from that level quite a bit. So there's no reason for us to believe that it's not going to reach that level or damn near it. We still have a good amount of movement to go, I think. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So I'm going to pop on to, we're going to look at NZD, USD first. Let's take a look here. So this is a little trade we went over yesterday. We put out, we went into some profit here. We didn't move our stops or anything because it wasn't anything too significant. But at the moment, we did retrace. So let's go over what's going on here. First of all, let's recognize one of the patterns right here. We have this flag that formed. Now it's important to note, or it's not important to note, but one of the things that they talk about is with a flag, measure the length of the flagpole, and that could be used as a projection, potential projection.
Height of the pattern is what we always say.
So if we do that here, we've got, flagpole measurement here, bring this down. This is very in line with where we're projecting it to go, down to this weekly level of support. Again, nothing, concrete or anything. Obviously, we just pulled back pretty significantly, but let's look at it like this. Right now, we're on the 1 hour. On the 4 hour, this was a little head and shoulders pattern that formed. Obviously, we got in on the break. This is more of the retest now. We got in on like a breakout style entry right here, really just breaking below this level. This entire retracement is perfectly okay. This retracement is perfectly okay. Because we were on the 4 hour time frame, I'm just going to go to the 30-minute to look at some structure real quick. Again, we've got our stops all the way above all of these highs right here. This is our most significant previous previous high, previous lower high. So this was formed, then we fell off, we broke structure right here. I would consider this to be a break of structure. You know, this is a little bit more minor, but this ultimately, this level, which was holding even here, you know, this level is the break, broke below. Now we're retracing. Unless we break up all the way above this level, you know, 120% on our fibs, all the way above this level, we're still going to maintain this trade. You know, people talk about when do you cut your losses and stuff like that. We cut our losses when there's breaks of structure. When there's breaks of structure, that's when we'll start to cut our losses. If we come down and we double top at the, or double bottom here, come back up, consolidate, break higher, you know, this trade goes on for 3 days, then I'll consider cutting my losses, right? But we're within the first, we took this, yesterday. So we're within the first day. We're within the first day of this trade. You know, ideally we would have liked this to play out yesterday, get us into more profit than it has, but we're still going to continue to swing this based on, we're just looking at structure. Based on structure, you know, we're looking to see how things are forming. Obviously right now, you know, we're getting some movement downward. That doesn't mean that we're out of the woods though. Does not mean we're out of the woods yet. You know, we need to come all the way back down, obviously. You know, we need to continue to wait this out. So we'll see. That's NU, just continuing to maintain this trade. I'll say this, if we do respect this level, let's just bump up to the 1 hour, because now we want to be a little bit more considerate how this is forming. So back up to the 1 hour, obviously pulled back in this area, getting a little bit of a retest, come up to the 4 hour. So I wouldn't take any entries unless this 4 hour right here in goals. And we obviously have 3 hours and 30 minutes left. Like if we were going to look for re-entry now, I would wait all the way until this closes, because that's going to be very, like, basically it's got to hold now. It's got to hold below these levels to consider any sort of re-entry. So that's NU, just going to continue to maintain this trade. Obviously, forecasted our idea was a break, retest. You know, we're getting the break. This is the retest. Let's see if it can respect these levels now, and we'll continue to maintain this. Let's pop over to GU. This is a trade we put on yesterday. Put the bar, the ghost pattern on here to signify, you know, what we were thinking, and it played out. It's playing out rather well right now. We obviously need to continue to fall at this point, but let's start up on this daily time frame. You know, daily time frame, we were talking about this double top here, double topped GU, Fibonacci from high to low, 0%. And then we came up, double topped at this 61.8 area below resistance. So that's multiple confirmations for me. 1 confirmation fib, 2 confirmations this level, 3 confirmations this 200-day, 4th confirmation double top, you know, so, and a little bit of a lower high here. So a lot of confirmation on the higher time frame. That's why I bumped down to the 1 hour, you know, from the daily to the 1 hour. Then look at this 1 hour, this is our high or low. This was our structural point, which we were waiting to break. Yesterday, we actually could have taken an entry here yesterday, and I probably should have. Right on the call, we were right here, and we could have put our stops like above this level, which was pretty good. They're a little wide, but that's okay. Which was pretty good if we were to put them there, and we did come into like a good amount of profit, and then, you know, obviously we just retested everything. But at the same time, now we just, you know, we pulled back, we retested this support turn resistance level, you know, found the rejection we really needed all the way down on this 30-minute. You know, this 30-minute time frame, I wouldn't enter here, but then the retest, another lower high, you know, close below the moving averages. So this level became our next structure point. By this breaking below, this became our structure level, right? Look at this, you know, breaks below, retest, breaks below, you know, falls out. So that's what we're looking to continue now. You know, we'll see. We're in some profit at the moment. We obviously need to continue to fall. So let's go to the 1 hour. So if we look left, you know, these are some levels of support that were retested. So I can imagine it may struggle a little bit around this area, but no, stops are in a good spot. So we're gonna wait this one out. Again, this is a trade that we just put out, so we'll see what happens. Bump over to UJ, 4 hour time frame. So UJ, I'm just being really patient on. Yesterday, I took a little sell on UJ on Monday earlier in the week, like at this level right here, and I didn't put it out as a signal because of this weekly support. This weekly support is major. I didn't maintain it for long because I just was waiting on this retest. Obviously now we're pulling back. If we look at this 4-hour time frame, you know, we have our 4-hour fib here. We can actually refib this at this point. Let's bump to the daily. Daily, where are we at? So daily moving averages, you know, red over blue. Obviously, we're at this low now. We're retesting this level. We're at like our 50% level. We're gonna draw this next fib on the 4-hour time frame from here to here. So let's bump down to the 4-hour and just clean that up. So we're gonna draw it from this point to this point right here, and we're gonna bring this daily fib. We're gonna drag this across a little bit more. Boom. So we've got this going now. Onto the 4-hour time frame. I'm gonna take this off. This is just our retracement, and if anything, now we're looking for entries. You know, now we're looking for potential setup, or not entries. We're looking for potential setups now. And by setups, I just mean bullish and bearish signals on these higher time frames. So like candlestick setups, you know, like Nick said, bearish engulfings, evening stars, bearish variations, and bullish, you know, everything else. So we're pulling back. You know, we want to find some resistance. At the moment, you know, 2 entry zones I'll be looking at is definitely the level it's at now and the 618 level. You know, those are both 2 levels that I'll be looking for price to come to. So I'll pretty much just draw those out. And again, this analysis is going to most likely pour into next week at this point. So we've got this analysis, boom, and then we've got a little bit higher at this level, boom. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how price reacts to these 2 zones. UJ, I'm going to bump this back up to red. That means we're higher time frame. This color, blue, whatever, purple, means that we are in an entry. And let's go to USEF. Let's go to USEF. Yesterday, we had a little idea marked here. You know, we're trying to see how this plays out. We're looking for some rejection.
Still could happen. Very likely still valid in play.
Yeah, definitely. So basically, this daily time frame, we're looking at these lower highs, 1, 2, 3. We're looking to respect this level now. Look, previously, price ascended and then rejected pretty hardly. So at this point, you know, that could definitely happen again until we close above, until we daily candle, boom, close, daily candle, boom, close. This is still bearish. You know, we're still below this 200-day. Even look all the way up here. It broke above, doji, fall. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta stick to this higher time frame bias right now. You know, we can't get trigger happy, think that things are shifting, and then get burned on this. Let's go all the way down, you know, to this time frame. I'm just gonna adjust this supply zone, put it up here. So this is what we're looking at. You know, 4-hour time frame. This is structure. This is the high. We're retesting that high. We really need to break above that. Even so, though, I'll bump up to the daily as this starts to happen, and I'll still try to catch this daily fall off. So again, look at this trend line. Boom, boom, you know, point A here, point B here, drag across. We're retesting that. So a lot of bearish confirmation at the moment. I'm just going to continue to wait, though. I'm going to continue to wait. This could pop up a little bit more, fake some people out, and then fall. You know, much similar to how GU and NU could fall to our monthly support levels, weekly support levels, and then pop back up. So I could see that move being possible. So USEF, I'm just chilling on this, you know, 4-hour time frame. Going to continue to wait and see what's going on. Don't really want to buy anything right now. UCAD, I believe yesterday, we do a little giveaway for UCAD in the chat. We wanted to see when UCAD closed. So UCAD closed, let's go to the 1 hour. UCAD closed yesterday at this price, 1.41260. 1.41260. So for everybody that submitted into the chat a price, that is going to be the price that we're looking at, 1.41260. That's the price. And then obviously it fell off. So again, people were talking about UCAD popping up and going bullish and ending up here, and you're out of your mind. Daily time frame, daily time frame. Look at this, level of resistance that it was retesting, made this lower high, retested, found resistance. Then again, we're looking for this is honestly perfect right now. What's going on with UCAD? Basically, we have our fibs drawn on the 4-hour. We had this break of 4-hour structure right here. We retested 78.6. Weren't doing any selling at this point. Didn't get really anything to confirm us to sell. And then at this point now, we're getting a double. Look at this double top right here. 3 bullish, bearish candles in a row. All the moving averages are crossing. All this is telling us is that momentum is shifting very dramatically. Momentum is definitely shifting. A nice entry, an early entry based on all the confirmation on the higher time frame would have been this break. This break right here could have been a nice entry on this and just like literally ride the top of this. But obviously at this point now, I more personally want to wait for something on the 30-minute. So like on the 30-minute, I either need to take a breakout entry down here, or this needs to pop back up and form some sort of lower high, and then we'll try to get lower on this. We'll try to go lower. So I'm gonna change UCAD on the watch list. We're gonna put it to orange. We're gonna move it up right here. Again, this was yesterday's analysis. Retest, dump. So, obviously things are going pretty well right now. People were getting faked out. They were like, buy, 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 buy. Then everyone's losing all their money and losing their hair. So you got to look at the higher time frames, guys. You can't be just on the 1-hour day trading and then you lose, the position goes against you 100 pips. Like that's how you
you
do
can't
mental
do that.
that's how you do mental suicide. You don't understand where you are, and then all of a sudden the market goes a certain way and you think you don't know what you're doing. So that's not a cool position to be in. But right now, this is looking really good. This is looking really good. It just crossed everything. I'm gonna sit on this 30-minute time frame. 30-minute, we're now breaking below this, which as we can tell is always significant. This loves to respect the 200-day. Look when it breaks below the 200-day, it falls, right? So we have to see now at this point if it can respect this and if it's actually going to fall. So if we get some clear-cut rejection right now, we could even potentially enter. So we've got to see what's going on with this on this time frame. It's going to be a very aggressive entry. We're going to use lower risk on this for sure. And yeah, that's all I'm going to cover for today. UCAD's on the watch list. NU and GU, I'm in a trade on. UJ and USEF. We're just going to continue to wait on the higher time frame. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So this was another, live trading session of what we're looking at. I'm going to post updates of this analysis. I will say this for you guys that want to go back, check our analysis from earlier in the week, pop into this analysis section, go into this analysis earlier this week and go to any of them, any of the analysis, click on it, come into, look and read what we wrote at the beginning of the week, play forward the play button, see how things are playing out, see what our ideas are like. You can do this for all of these pairs.
Right. Do AJ. Click AJ.
Yeah, you can do these for all of these pairs. And this is, how you continue to compare your analysis, see if what you're doing is good and everything. So again, see where things are coming to based on our idea, what we're thinking, on our technicals, what we're plotting on the charts, the levels that we're putting, why are we putting them there, based on what. So,
those are previous analyses.
Continue to look over, all of our ideas and see what's going on. That's the reason why they're out there. Just because they're posted on Sunday doesn't mean, they're still not relevant now. Things are changing, but some of these are daily analysis. So you can still look at them and, there's lessons in that. So come into this chat, look over all of those. And obviously, we've got the replays in here from the live sessions. So you should go onto that. Those are all on YouTube. Yeah, so good to do that. If you guys are at the point where you're doing your own analysis, I'll post this one again today. This live session will be posted again today, so you guys can rewatch all of this. And for everyone right now, they're all the promos that we had going on. They're all over at this point. The main, if you just pop on, if you guys want to learn more about what we're actually offering, you can just come onto the website. I'm just gonna come on here real quick. On the mobile, if you want the free course, just come in, enter your email. It gets emailed to you, or you can pop onto Facebook. Talk with us on there. We'll guide you through some of the stuff. I'd recommend just watching this video. What is inside all of the programs. We'll talk about that, and then these are the three things that we're offering right now. We've got our full membership. We're doing the giveaway right now with this. You can look at how to get submitted on that in the public chat. I'll post the instructions again in there. So we're doing a giveaway, one spot in here for free. We've got this funded account prep. So if you guys want to work with us more one-on-one, it's everything included in here. But we introduce you to this company called FTMO and how to get funded with them. And I more just work with you one-on-one, like 2 to 3 times a week. We'll go over trades, do performance reviews. If you're at that level where you're ready to do that and you want that like live coaching, that's what this program's about. And then premium signals obviously is $75 a month. For all the people that just got in for $1, lucky you. But regardless, we're working hard. There's a lot that's being offered in here. And I'll say this again, signals are for you guys to learn. They're for you guys to profit. They're mainly for you to get to the point where you can be self-sufficient and more independent. That's why we're teaching you how to manage your accounts, teaching you
the course that goes with it.
Yeah, teaching you to calculate percentages, everything like that. So yeah, that's the programs. If you're interested, you can get involved with any of them and shoot us a message. And as always, it's been a good week. We put in a lot of work this week. Finish strong, and yeah, we'll see you guys on Sunday in the next live session. And feel free to reach out if you have any questions.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Hell yeah.